रजपूती जय 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 इस वीर भूमि की जय जय राजस्थान की जय 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 इस वीर भूमि की जय जय राजस्थान की जय जय राजस्थान की जय 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 इस वीर
Across the desert sands of Rajasthan, the camels still tread the ancient caravan routes. They move from fort to fort, monuments in crumbling rock. Each fort has a story, rich and fascinating. Each has played an important and heroic role in history. Each evokes memories of the valor of the princes and people of Rajasthan.
ऊंचे ऊंचे किले खड़े हैं पहाड़ियों की चोटी पर और भी चमके कसे गए ये जितनी बार कसौटी पर हर पत्थर कहता है कहानी वीरों के बलिदान की जय 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 इस वीर भूमि की जय जय राजस्थान की जय जय राजस्थान की
Jaisalmer, founded by Rawal Jaisal in 1156, stands on a hill rising 250 feet from the plain. Southward lies the ancient picturesque town which gives the fort its name. A massive rampart set with half towers and high turrets forms a double line of defense. Rocks are still in position on the ramparts, ready to be hurled down on hostile intruders. Inside the fort are a dozen temples. 4 are of Vishnu, the rest are giant temples. The columns of the temples are of yellow rock. The figures on walls and pillars and the designs of the arches are minute and beautiful.
जाग रही कण कण में ज्वाला आजादी के प्यारों की लहू पिलाकर ज्योत जगाई जिनने बुझे सितारों की गरम खून की धार से काटी जंजीरें इंसान की जय 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 इस वीर भूमि की जय जय राजस्थान की
With the camel caravan, we pass to Jodhpur fort. It stands on a sheer rock above the sandy plains. The encircling rampart varies from 20 to 120 feet in height and 12 to 17 feet in thickness. Rani Sagar, built by Rani Hadiji, Queen of Rao Jodha, supplies water to the fort. Jodhpur city, founded by Rao Jodha, lies on 3 sides of the fort. A massive wall, strengthened by towers, marks its limits. The fort has 2 famous cannon, Kilkila and Shimbhuan, captured by Maharaja Abhay Singh in 1731 and brought here from Ahmedabad. Over the now silent palace in the fort, a memory lingers, the memory of Rani Vindumati, typical of Rajput spirit. Vindumati, waiting eagerly for the victorious return from battle of her husband Jaswant Singh, saw him flying in defeat to the shelter of the fort. She had the doors shut on him.
घन 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 रण के डंके गूंजे जहां हवाओं में हर 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 महादेव के नारे दसों दिशाओं में तूफानों ने घुटने टेके मांगी भिक्षा प्राण की जय 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 इस वीर भूमि की जय जय राज.
The fort at Taragarh, which once defended the ancient city of Ajmer, is now in ruins. It was used by the Mughals till Emperor Akbar built a new fort of Ajmer. Ajmer fort, built by Emperor Akbar, is massive and has lofty octagonal bastions at each of its 4 corners. Here, the visiting Mughal emperors stay. Here, Emperor Jahangir received Sir Thomas Roe. Result, grant of concessions to the British.
सोने की बान जहाँ थी शूरवीर मर्दानों में, पहन पहन के दरिया बाना निकल पड़े मैदानों में। सर दे देकर पगड़ी रख ली गौरव की सम्मान की। जय जय
Ranthambore, the town of the pillars of war. Isolated, deserted, the dust of ages is gathering on its battlement. After a heroic struggle in which the entire garrison, led by Hamid Dev Chauhan, was killed. Later, it passed to the Mughals, and after the Mughal Empire, it went into the hands of the rulers of Jaipur. Seven miles from Jaipur is Amer, protected by the Jaigarh fort. Strategically situated, it was designed as an impregnable fortress, a fitting place for a do-or-die resistance against invaders. Amer is linked to the memory of Raja Man Singh, who played a leading role in Akbar's court. So did Jai Singh II in the court of Aurangzeb. After that emperor, Jai Singh formed a league of Rajput chiefs to fight against Bahadur Shah, king of Delhi. The temple of Jagat Shiromani in the fort is a fine example of latter 17th century carving on marble and red sandstone. Among a number of other temples dedicated to Vaishnav and Jain deities is one of Kali, known as Sheela Devi's temple. It enshrines an image of the goddess brought in the 16th century from Bengal by Raja Man Singh. The Sheesh Mahal, the Hall of Mirrors, has panels with fine inlay work. The lovely designs speak of the skill of master craftsmen.
गढ़ चित्तौड़ जहाँ धधकी थी पावन जौहर की ज्वाला, जहाँ पद्मिनी रानी ने थी पहनी लपटों की माला, इस कुर्बानी।
Now we come to the home of romance and chivalry, historic Chittor, symbol of the heroism of Rajasthan. Here, the princess of Gehlot, the premier Rajput house, ruled and fought. Here, their women lived in glory and died with honor. The Tower of Victory, begun in 1451 by Rana Kumbha to commemorate his victory over Muhammad Khilji of Malwa, took 10 years to complete. It is 122 feet tall and has 9 stories. Close by is the Tower of Fame, built probably in the 12th century. It's a Jain tower dedicated to Adinath, first Tirthankar. The Rampole is imposing, even in its present dilapidated state. The interior wall also has other strong gates set with spikes as protection against battering elephants. Inside the fort are the ruins of Rana Kumbha's palace, the chambers where Rajrani Meera lived, and the temple of Lord Krishna, where she sang her songs of devotion. Torn by foolish jealousy, Rana Kumbha subjected her to many ordeals. Her songs of devotion are a live force to this day. From Meera to Padmini, the superlatively fair, for her palace recalls the most thrilling episode in the history of Chittor. Padmini's legendary beauty added an edge to Alauddin Khilji's lust for conquest. but a fleeting glimpse of her in a mirror was all he could get. Angered and frustrated, he mounted the relentless siege of 1303. Here Padmini and all the other Rajput women, reputed to be about 13,000, gathered ready for Johar. Down these steps they went for their sublime act of self-immolation to escape dishonor. Twice more, Chittor faced a similar ordeal. The palaces of Jaimal and Patna, heroic vassals of Chittor, recall the siege by Akbar in 1567. Jaimal was a mere youth when, at the prompting of his heroic mother, he donned the saffron robes of sacrifice to face the enemy. He was killed by a musket shot fired by the emperor. A little later, Patna too fell dead. Their names are a household legend in Rajasthan. The crumbling ruins, the scattered stones bear mute testimony to an age gone by. Each broken wall and ruined tower speaks of cruel battles and heroic sacrifices. The last great flicker of this valor was seen in the deeds of Rana Pratap, who waged a courageous war against Emperor Akbar. His passionate struggle for freedom from domination is a national heritage. Divided and weakened by strife, all the bravery of Rajput chieftains could not preserve them in the face of more efficient and better equipped armies. History marched on, but the memory of a dauntless people remains to warn and to inspire.
जन्मभूमि महाप्रतापी वीर प्रताप महान की जय जय